Hello, bonjour, namaste, hola, ni hao. I'm Stuart the Squirrel. Welcome to the TransCultural Group TCG Gourmet Journey. Together, we're going to travel around the world to trace the journey of different food and cuisines influenced by different cultures. Well, without further ado, here are the different types of food we have ready for you to discover. Please come with me. Please let me introduce you to Stefan the sheep, who will talk about bread in detail.
Bonjour. My friends, come with me. Let the smell of fresh bread guide us to our next journey.
It seems that every step we take, the smell of freshly baked breads is getting closer. Stefan, where are we going?
Bravo, Stuart. You definitely have a nose for good bread. I'm bringing you to my favorite bakery, a Parisian boulangerie today.
Wow, I can see there's already a long queue there. The French must really love their bread.
Well, in fact, it is not just the French. Many other nations also love their breads. Breads are essential in many cultures, and justifiably so. The creation of the first bread was a giant leap in human society.
That is a bold statement. Tell me, Stefan, how could something this simple achieve that?
Let's go back in time, Stuart. We might be able to find some clues about the origin of bread.
The landscape is so clear. There is not a single skyscraper. Hey, is that a man picking fruits from the tree?
Whoa, seems like you have good eyesight as well, Stuart. Before humans could grow their own food, they hunted animals or gathered vegetation and fruits to feed themselves. Since the resources were limited, they had to move from one place to another all the time.
That sounds like life for Calvin, our caveman friend.
Though evidence from 30,000 years ago suggested that people at that time did make a form of flatbread from the mixture of ground plant root and water, but only when wheat was cultivated were people able to make wheat bread.
I see, Stefan. I suppose this was when some humans moved from hunter-gatherer lifestyle to farmer lifestyle.
Yes, Stuart. When humans managed to cultivate crops and domesticate animals, they had a stable food source. They then could settle in one place, and social structures like villages began to form, which later developed into cities.
Wow, that was quite revolutionary in the history of mankind. Now I can understand the importance of a simple bread in a society.
By the way, some scientists just found evidence of bread making dated to about 14,000 years ago. This Stone Age bread, likely made of ground wheat and barley, was baked in the form much like a flatbread.
Wow, then it must be one of the earliest man-made foods. Perhaps it was the first original wrap on Earth.
I suppose you might be right, Stuart. What we know is it was an unleavened bread, so it certainly would not have been fluffy like our daily white bread.
So, fluffy bread is a leavened bread? Stefan, tell me, what is the difference?
Well, the difference is a raising agent, such as yeast or baking powder or baking soda, is placed in bread dough so that air bubbles can be formed in the bread. In the past, there were no chemical raising agents, so people used yeast, sourdough starter, or beer foam called barm to leaven their bread.
What a clever idea to make the bread fluffy! It is like magic!
Stuart, have you seen the movie The 10 Commandments?
Yes, I have. It was such a classic.
Then you know the story of Moses and the Exodus. In their haste to leave Egypt during that time, the Israelites did not have time to leaven their bread. Now, the Jews eat matzo, an unleavened flatbread on Passover to commemorate their departure from Egypt.
I didn't realize there can be so much history behind a simple piece of flat bread.
Yes, Stuart. Now that you know, perhaps you will treat your bread with more respect before you take your bite. Should we go get a wrap for lunch before we move on to the next section?
What a great idea, Stefan. Let's go.